Hi everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Only booktubers, I think, will understand the struggle of trying to take the thumbnail with all of your books without toppling all of your books over onto the floor. I just had to throw that out there. Now, today we're gonna do my March TBR. I actually just got done filming my reviews for Ship of Destiny. Whew, that took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me, so I need to cool off with filming this TBR. So that's what we're gonna do today, my March TBR. Here we go. The first book that I want to talk about, I actually did put this in my February TBR. I just was not able to get to it in the month of February. I'm filming this on February 25th. Considering there's only 3 days left of February, I just know that I'm not going to be able to get to this in the next 3 days. If I do, bonus points, but if I don't, it's on my March TBR. This is I Hear Your Voice, written by Young-Ha Kim. This is the February pick for the Around the World in 1,000 Pages book club, hosted by Russell from Ink and Paper blog. This is a South Korean author writing about South Korea. So this book follows two young boys through the streets of Seoul. They're homeless, they join a motorcycle gang. I talk all about this in my February TBR, so I was hoping to get to it as the Winter Olympics were going on because this takes place in South Korea. It's all the fault of Patrick Rothfuss's The Wise Man's Fear. That book is 1,000 pages long. It took me 2 weeks to read it, so that's what happens when you pick big books. So this is I Hear Your Voice, written by Young-Ha Kim. The second book that I want to talk about, this is Purple Hibiscus, written by, I have to look at her name. Okay, so this is written by Chimomanda Ngozi Adichie. This is an African author. This is the March pick for the Around the World in 1,000 Pages book club, so we are in the continent of Africa this time. On the back cover, I'll just read one of the quotes. It says, "It's a sensitive and touching story of a child exposed too early to religious intolerance and the uglier side of the Nigerian state. A young girl, her papa is a wealthy and respected businessman. They live in a beautiful house and attend an exclusive missionary school. And this is her account of her home life, and it's not a very harmonious home life." Finally, it's here. This is book number 1 of the Mistborn trilogy, The Final Empire, written by Brandon Sanderson. If you're a fantasy fan, you've likely heard of this story. This book is going to be my first foray into Brandon Sanderson. I'm very excited to begin this. Basically, I wanted to catch up on Brandon Sanderson because I really want to read the Stormlight Archives, and a lot of people say you have to read Mistborn first. So here we go. I'm going to begin the Mistborn trilogy with The Final Empire. I'm also going to continue along my journey with the Lunar Chronicles. This is Cress. This is book number 3 in the Lunar Chronicles, written by Marissa Meyer. I don't want to read the cover because I'm not actually finished with Scarlet yet, and I don't want to spoil myself. So this is the 3rd book of the Lunar Chronicles, written by Marissa Meyer. And the next couple books are going to help me along with my read-alongs for the BookTube SFF Awards. Some of them are first books in a series, and I just want to play catch-up. Truthwitch, written by Susan Dennard, the 2nd book, Windwitch, has been nominated for Best YA for the BookTube SFF Awards. So this is a book that takes place in the Witchlands. There are different kinds of witches, truth witches being one of them, thread witches being one, wind witches being another. A truth witch can tell when someone's lying to them. There is a war brewing. There's a friendship in this book that they just want to live their life and they don't want to be a part of the war, but that's not always possible. So this is book number 1 of the Witchland series, Truthwitch, written by Susan Dennard. Another lighthearted read for the month of March. Again, this is all of the fault of Wise Man's Fear. 1,000 pages was a long thing for me to get to, and I'm just in the mood to fly through some of these lighthearted reads. So here we have Furthermore, written by Tahareh Mafi. I'm reading Furthermore because Witchwood is actually nominated for the Best YA or the Best Middle Grade category for the BookTube SFF Awards, and so I want to catch up on something just super lighthearted and fun. This follows Alice. She lives in a world full of color. She is completely devoid of color except for her eyes. Her father goes missing, and there's a young man there who says he knows where her father is, and they go on an adventure to find him. This sounds like it'll be a ton of fun. I hope to get through this pretty quickly. This book, I'm super excited to get to this. This is The City of Brass, written by S.A. Chakraborty. This was actually my December pick for the Book of the Month Club, and I am finally going to get around to it because this was nominated for the Best Debut. This is a fantasy novel that takes place in 18th century Cairo, so I know that the main character does actually end up going into the world of the jinn, and I just have been looking forward to something really refreshing that's different from a lot of the fantasy that I've been reading these past couple months, and so I think this might be the first fantasy book that I pick up for the month of March, and I'm really excited for this. So this is The City of Brass, written by S.A. Chakraborty. And here we have Kings of the Wyld, written by Nicholas Eames. This is another one that was nominated for the Best Debut Novel. This follows a group of mercenaries. In their young and in their prime, they were the greatest band of mercenaries. They were rock stars. Everybody knew who they were. And now they're old and washed up, and some of them are drunk a lot, and it just sounds really funny. One of the mercenaries, his daughter has been taken, or she disappears, and he gets the band back together. So this is something I'm looking very forward to reading. It just sounds really fun, really lighthearted. I know it's a bigger book. I've been reading a lot of big books lately, but I think based off of what people have said about this book, it's gonna be a quick read for me, I believe. And I'm looking for something fun. I've been reading a lot of heavy books lately. I'm looking for something fun, and I think Kings of the Wyld will be the answer to that. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, 8 books. Thank you so much for joining me for my March TBR. Honestly, the whole theme of March was to just pick some lighthearted things that'll be quick, nice, easy reads, take a break from those big, epic fantasy books that have been sucking up all of my time. So I hope you'll join me, see if I manage to make my way through all 8 of those books. And if you want to follow me on my social media, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. It's at WhatCastRead. It's the same as this channel, so it's super easy to find. You can also find me on Goodreads. The link for that will always be down below, so that way you can see ahead of time, did I get to all the books? What am I rating them? You can find me on Goodreads. Otherwise, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later.